Hey everyone, welcome to Spartan V. Today I have a new hair system. Obviously lavivid because I love their hair systems. It always seems to be such good quality. So today I'm gonna be just trimming the hair system and just trying to blend it in, purely because I cut it before it went on my head, and because otherwise it's really hard. If you leave it too long and try and put it on, it's so easy to get all the hairs caught within the hair system base itself. So I trimmed it all down. It's all quite messy, longish, looks a bit of a mess at the moment. I'm not going to do any more with the shaver. I'm literally going to scissor cut now on this. Now I'm going to use the thinning shears around the side and back to blend in the hair system so we can make it look super duper. So let's get started. So first of all, you want to get your hair nice and wet, ready for the cut. Because we're not using the clippers, we're using the scissors. So yeah, you want to make sure your hair is really nice and wet. I wouldn't advise just doing this yourself. It's just me showing you how it can be done. I'm pretty sure there's going to be hairdressers out there going, oh my God, what is he doing? But you know, this is me doing it myself. I feel confident in doing it. I'm not going to go too short on the sides, purely because with this system, it's quite a thick system. Reason on that is because I've got a poly perimeter and a lace middle, and all those hair systems come in thicker. I'm not sure if they're going to eventually create a way that does it with, you know, a lot less density. But anywhere I've gone to is currently like this. So yeah, let's get cutting. Annoying thing is, I'm doing it in the house today because the studio is a mess at the moment while I'm changing it all around and doing it up. So you may hear some cat noises at the moment, meowing, purely because I decided to do a video and they want to meow. So yeah, let's carry on. So on this, you're probably going to see an actual line down here, because on the thicker bases, obviously the poly, if you're using poly, isn't going to be hidden as much because it is thicker. But how I do my hair, when I cut the fringe shorter, I pull it forward slightly and it goes up, so you basically don't see the actual main bit of the hairline on there, so I can disguise it. If I did want to have a completely visible hairline, I would go for a lot thinner base. So yeah, let's carry on. As I'm in the house, this is actually really hard to see because I'm using a mirror that's just over here. It hasn't really got much light on it, so it's hard to see against the background, but this is the best position that I can film, so I just got to make the most of it. So essentially this is what I'm just going to be doing all over my head. I'm going to keep brushing up, so when I do the sides, I try and hold my brush to the side, because then you can see sort of like how you want the shape to be, because obviously your head goes round like that. So if you're holding it to the side, you can get the hair, you know, roughly to the same shape to try and get it to blend in. So yeah, as usual, I've speed past this bit, or I'll just put it on fast forward so you can see me finish. Actually no, I'm just going to speed past just so you can see when I get to the blending part and I've got it short enough. Right, I've got it to about the length that I want it to be. I've decided what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to clip at the back, purely because I'd have to guess when I'm cutting on the back. But I'm going to do the thinning now on the hair. And you've seen me do it before. It's just the way I do it. It's quite straightforward. I'm just going to snip a little bit in the hair, create a bit of texture. And that way I can have it a bit messy. And it'll be just how I like it. But then this will help blend in some of the sides a bit. I'm not going to go crazy on it. Just want to do a few bits. And this will help thin it out as well, because it is quite dense, so it will sit down a bit better. So try not to get too close to the root. You don't want to cut it where it's really short at the root, because then you still have the hairs coming through, and yeah, it still might make the hair stand up a bit more. So if you leave a little bit of length when you're cutting, don't go too deep down. Okay, let's try and show you a bit of the side and that side. So yeah, it's starting to blend in now, and then obviously once you go to actually style the hair, it will look a lot better. I haven't done the sides yet. I'm going to do them after, purely because I want you to just see the video of it being blended in, and already it's looking so much better than the beginning. Obviously not the back yet, because I'm gonna raise it that bit, well, using clippers, because I'm doing everything by myself, no help at all, just the way it is, and I like to be able to be as self-sufficient as possible. So yeah, I'm just gonna go and have a proper look and see how well it's blending, if I need to do any more. Right, so I actually decided to cut the back with the scissors a bit. It's not going to be perfect, but I thought I'd try it out because I never normally do it. So essentially what I did, I lifted up as much as back I could to get an idea of the length. Then I look forward, brought it up, and I snip, just to show you a bit here. I don't want to cut too much at the moment. So essentially that is what I done. I have, when I've bought it, I go quite far back. So my hair system, I have to go for the 8x10. I literally have to use the whole entire length on there, and I have to pull it a little bit as well. So, I do have to be careful. In future, I'm going to go for a less dense system. Purely so it gets like a real nice blend on the hair, and it will sit flatter compared to these ones that are thicker and will stand up a lot more. But I'm now gonna go wash it out, I'm gonna style it, and we'll see what it looks like after. See you soon. Okay, and there we go. So washed, changed the t-shirt because my other one was all hairy, and styled it. So just to show you a bit how it's turned out, so go a bit to the side, a bit to that side. It could do with a bit more work on there, which I will do over time. So as you find, day by day, I'll find something, I'll do a little snip until I get to the point where I'm pretty happy. I haven't cut the sides either, so they still need trimming up, But otherwise, that is, you know, roughly how you do it with scissors. Again, I wouldn't recommend doing this yourself. In all instances, I would say always get someone to cut your hair who knows how to cut hair. I do this purely for the videos, and because again, time, even going out at the moment, is difficult of that extra time. So if I can do everything from home, then I'm saving a bit of that time. So yeah, that is the hair system blended a bit more with the scissors. If I could pick two issues with this at the moment, this system is too dense for me, purely because I wanted to try it for the breathability in the middle and the poly perimeter. So in about the next 2-3 months, I'll change to a different system, go a lot thinner, a lot more realistic, and that will just, yeah, I think that will be easier to work with. And also, I've got this just slightly too high at the moment. So when I do the 4 fingers, this is more like 5 fingers. I find there is a sweet spot that's it. So literally just a tiny bit lower. So it's where your head starts to curve up. If you have it at a certain point, just sort of below the peak of the curve, then it will look a lot more realistic. So for me, it's just a tiny bit too high, and that can make a huge difference when putting on a hair system. But otherwise, that's another episode from me, Spartan V. Hope you enjoyed it. Another video on the way soon.